Okay, now it's recording. Okay, so today we are going to see about expression transformation and filter and a couple of activities on the workflow manager side. And even we are going to learn about the file lists. So we hope like we'll finish this slide today so that we can quickly go on the other transformations tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We just discussed about homogeneous join, right? We didn't talk about heterogeneous join.
Heterogeneous joins will be discussed in a joiner transformation, not in source qualifier.
Okay.
So hope by using source qualifier, you can do only homogeneous.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
This
Where is
looks all confusion for me.
which one?
Source qualifier.
Okay. To avoid your confusion, what I can say is think like in a simple way. Source qualifier is a basic transformation. Okay. First
Okay.
thing, basic transformation. To start your Informatica, you need a source qualifier. Blindly, you need to remember that. Second point, why I'm thinking it as a basic, because to understand the data, whatever the data you're pulling from the other sources, okay, for Informatica it should able to understand the right. Informatica is a tool, it's not a kind of a human intelligence. It's a tool to understand that specific language or like the specific data in Informatica oriented format. You need to have a specific mechanism to which converts the data. That mechanism is provided by the source qualifier. To put it
Yeah.
in a simple way, to convert the source information into Informatica understandable format. Very high level. Okay. Source qualifier is a basic one. And second, why it is a basic and the mandatory one? Because you need something which can convert the data into Informatica understandable way. Next, to put it in a proper like interview oriented, a source qualifier transformation is going to convert the native data types into Informatica data types. That is the third thing to put in an interview oriented way. What other things Informatica source qualifier can perform? Informatica source qualifier transformation can perform aggregation and sorting, and you can write like user defined queries, like you can write like a pre-SQLs, post-SQLs, and even you can write your own query. Like you can edit the query. Whatever the query is generating from the Informatica, even you can edit it. That is called SQL overrides. We will discuss this concept in later. That's why I didn't discuss this, but you can put all these points on source qualifier.
Okay.
There is a pre-session SQL and post-session SQL. What does that mean? Pre-session means before executing your source qualifier transformation, if you want to perform any operations like inserting a record into your source table, you can do that. Post-session command can be used once you load the data into your target. Then you can that specific statement will be executed. So these are the things you need to remember.
Okay.
To avoid your confusion, what I can say for now, remember that source qualifier is a basic transformation which will converts the data into Informatica understandable format.
Yeah, but whatever means whatever I do in Informatica, the few further steps, first I need to go through the source qualifier, right?
Exactly. So that is a basic thing. Without source qualifier, you cannot create any mapping.
Yeah, okay. Source qualifier until it's so hard for me.
No. It's not like a hard Jaya. The only problem is it's a tool. It's not a concept.
Yeah, I mean all those mappings and that looks
That's what
confusion.
like. So first time you have to practice at least like 5 days or 6 days. You have
Yeah.
to practice. Without practice, what happens is when you listen the concept, it looks easy. But once the class is complete, when you try to recollect, right, you won't get anything
Yeah.
because the concept is simple. But if you don't know where to click, where to drag, it's kind of
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah.
So what I can suggest is that's why I've been from the first day one. I'm saying it's a tool. It's not a concept.
Yeah.
You have to open the tool. You have to get the data. Okay. Once
Okay.
you are able to familiar with the tool, right, then the things will simple for you.
Mm.
Okay, so when you buy the first day, the TV remote also complicate.
Yeah.
So because it's a tool, it's a
Mm.
kind of a tool. It's not a kind of alphabets, right? It's a tool.
Mm.
You need to know which one to click to turn on the TV.
Mm.
So I mean that's a simple thing, Jaya. Don't get confused. with the
Okay.
complexity.
Mm-hmm.
Complexity will go off when you practice.
Mm.
But trust me, if you practice like 3 mappings, okay, just whatever the mappings we did, just practice it. Trust me, you feel it is easy.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's a new tool. You never worked on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so to don't think in your brain like, okay, it's going to be complicated, it's going to complicate. It's really gets complicated.
Yeah.
Just like in a TV remote. First time when you get a new remote, everyone will get confused what to click. Even if I give my iPhone to my dad, also he will say how to operate this. Even this is the simplest device.
Mm.
Simplest device for me because I've been using it. Even
Yeah.
first day also I felt confusing. Okay, I don't want to go in depth, but what I can give you, I mean, what I can say confidently is first try a mapping.
Yeah.
Okay, even if you get a confused, you call me or like we will set up a class. Even I will go through again,
Okay.
but
Mm-hmm.
try to practice at
Yeah.
least today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, this is where you can start learning, Jaya. Once we get into like 2 or 3 classes, right, it will be difficult. That's the reason I'm spending like 5 to 10 minutes on explaining this concept for you.
Okay.
Okay, so today itself we are going to finish one more transformation. If the
Mm-hmm.
day by day, because we have only 10 more days, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't practice now, it will be difficult for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. The next transformation is an expression transformation. So what is the expression transformation? The first transformation we learned like the transformation is a basic transformation which will convert the data.
Mm.
Okay, you converted the data. Then what's happening? You need to do some kind of a calculations on the data, right?
Mm.
Maybe some kind of a data cleansing or like data transformation or some kind of a activity you need to perform on the data so that you can populate the data the way the target is expecting. For example, in my data source in this from the source, I'm getting first name and last name. But in my target, I need to populate the full name. In that scenario, I need to concatenate, means I need to join these two first name and last name fields together and I need to load.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like I'm getting like Krishna as a first name and Tirunagari as a second name. I mean the last name, but I need like a full name over there in my target. So I need have to do some kind of operation which will put both of these things together. That is Krishna Tirunagari will go into my target. Okay, to put in a
Mm-hmm.
simple way. Now, how we are going to do this by using what kind of a transformation? Basically, these kind of actions are called row level operations, or row level calculations.
Mm-hmm.
Row means what? Employee number, employee name, employee
Mm.
salary. It's a kind of a row. When I'm trying to put the data in that, employee number 101, okay, employee name XYZ, employee location Chicago. 101 XYZ Chicago is a record, or I can call it as a row. Okay, when I'm performing the row level operations, I need to use the expression transformation. Okay, now let's go back to the transformation level. So what we are going to learn today, we are going to learn about the expression transformation as a first activity.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at this transformation, is what kind of operation will perform? Just now I explained. It's going to perform row level calculations. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
no aggregate functions. What does it mean? Aggregation means grouping up 2 or 3 records is called aggregation.
Mm.
But row level performance is only related to the record to record.
Yeah.
Okay, or row by row.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at this expression transformation, there are 2 kinds of ports. Okay, I cannot say like a 2, but like there are 3 kinds of ports.
Mm-hmm.
One is input port, output port,
Mm-hmm.
variable port. Okay, so we'll discuss. I don't want to confuse now itself, but we'll discuss in detail. But you need to understand there are 3 kinds of ports. So we
Mm-hmm.
already seen input port means whichever is coming to your transformation, we are calling it as an input.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever is going out, we are calling it as an output. Then
Mm-hmm.
what is this variable? Variable is in a port where you can perform the logic or where you can perform the reusable code in variable port, and you can use that port wherever you want in that transformation. Anyway, don't focus much on this now. I will explain practically.
Okay.
Okay. What kind of functions you can use over here? So maybe if you remember like in a 10th class or somewhere, we used to have like if else conditions. Have you ever
Yeah.
used if else?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is a if else? If else means if something is happening, do this thing, or else do something else. Okay.
Yeah.
If and else. So these kind of a logic, so there are so many functions like this you can apply in expression transformation. So what kind of functions are there? I will show you like when we open that expression transformation. So
Okay.
normally you will perform all these expressions, okay, or these logics in that expression transformation in an expression editor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when I open that expression transformation, I can show you that. But for now, just try to understand in the expression transformation, you'll have like a different kind of functions, okay, different kind of variables, different kind of constraints. So you'll see all these things, but very high level, expression transformation is used to perform row level operations. Okay, row level operations means maybe it's kind of in a conversions, data conversions, or it can be a data concatenations, or it can be a calculations, or it can be anything. So all these functions, whatever is listed over here, all the character functions, conversion function, data cleansing functions, all these functions are used to perform your row level operations. Being a developer, you should be aware what kind of a function I need to use. That's it. You need not to write anything, just drag and drop that code. Okay,
Okay.
but you should aware what is this function.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are the functions like concat, ltrim, upper, tochar, decimal. There are so many functions. So even you need not to worry how I need to remember all these things. So whenever you type something in that expression editor, you will get all the functions. Even you will have the description of that function also. I'll show you that. Okay, so when it comes, I'll explain what is this variable port and everything. And we do have like expression validation.
Okay.
So whatever the logic you're giving, whether it's correct or not. Okay, so after that I will go with the filter transformation, file list, workflow scheduler. I'm just going, I'm looking for that lab so that I can explain your first expression transformation, then I will come back.
Okay.
Okay, so our lab is we need to perform customer central east west into stage underscore customer table. Okay, this is what the concept. So what are the tables now? What is your source first thing? Is it a relational object or is it a flat file? It's a flat file. How many flat files are there? 3 flat files. And where you supposed to load? Into stage underscore customers. Ultimately, your source is a flat file and your target is a relational object. Does it make sense? Your source is a flat file and your target is relational object. Let me know, Jaya, if you're confusing or like if I'm going a little bit fast or something, okay? No need to be rush. I'm just past all those slides just to explain you the expression transformation, okay? Where is your Informatica? Now I'm going back to my Informatica. So first thing you need to remember, you need to create a mapping. Again and again I'm doing the same things, Jaya, so that you won't get any confusion. Okay, I'm creating a new mapping. Okay, so these steps are common. Error occurred. Why error occurred? I'm trying to reopen this folder. All of your sources are here. That's it. Okay, I'm trying to create a new mapping. First, this is the step 1. M underscore stage underscore. What is a
You need to create the source and targets, right?
what, Jaya?
First, you need to do source and target, right?
Exactly. First, I'm trying to uh, give a name for that, stage underscore customers.
Okay.
Okay, so what we are learning in this mapping, I'm trying to learn expression, filter, file lists. Okay, customers, stage custom, perfect. Don't worry, all these concepts I'll explain. For now, you're just focus on expression. Okay. Now, what are my sources? Customers. So where I need to go for customers? Okay. Do you want to do this mapping?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, do it. I can guide you so that you'll get some confidence.
Okay.
You try. I'll just watch.
Mm-hmm. Soaps, right?
Mm-hmm. First, clear all. Don't delete.
Yeah.
Don't delete. Don't delete. Clear all. Click outside. Click outside. No, no, no. Click outside completely. Yes.
Okay.
Now get the source. And what is your source? It's a flat file.
Platform. Yeah.
Go to the
Payment.
source. No, not from here. On top. Sources. In the menu.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it.
Make sure. No, 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 no. Don't be in hurry, okay? Cancel it. What is our source? First try to understand
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is our source.
Flat file,
Yes,
import
so
from
go
file.
to flat file. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
File of type, select all so that you will see all the files in the bottom. Files of type. Are you clicking anywhere? Because I cannot see anything.
No.
Okay. Go to files of type,
Yeah.
all files. Now you can see customer central, customer east, customer west, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll select customer central.
Okay.
No, no, you are selecting employee central. Select customer central. Okay, click on OK.
Here I should change, right?
What will change? No, no,
No.
no, no need to change. No need to change it. Here you're just taking the structure.
Okay.
Click on OK. Now here you need to be very cautious.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of file is this?
Flat file.
It's a flat file, but how the fields are separated?
Comma.
Comma, so
Comma
comma
separate.
delimited.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can read it. Characters such as commas or tabs separated each field. That's
Mm-hmm.
why you selected delimited.
Yeah.
And coming to the import field names from the first line. In the first line, those are like in the first line, those are kind of a column names, right? Field
Yeah.
names.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to take them as a field name, select import field names from the first line.
Yeah.
Check that option. Import yes. Now click on next.
So I'm not keeping them as my column names, right?
You are keeping them as your column names. That's
Oh.
why basically whatever you can
Okay.
see
It's
over here,
coming from.
it's the data.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
The first row is not a data, it's a column.
Yeah.
It's a structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now you can select on import field names from the first line.
Yeah. I did that.
Click on next. Now here you need to validate the data. Okay. So right now is a comma separated. I don't want to check much of it. Just I'll go to the next.
Yeah.
Click on finish. Okay. Just make sure are there any dates? Just scroll to the right. No, there only. On that window, scroll yes. Just make sure any dates or something.
Yeah.
Yes,
There is a
one
date.
date. Can you select the date?
Sorry.
Can you select that as a date?
Okay.
The last field date. Select it. Just click on the date. Yes, so change the data type as date and time. On top, you can see date and time, right?
Yeah.
Select that as a date. Yes, perfect. Now click on finish. Now what you did, you are trying by default, it's considering it as a text. You
Yeah.
are changing it to date.
Mm-hmm.
Click on finish. Okay. Now you got your source. Just go through those columns once.
Okay.
Just go through. Perfect. And what you need to observe there, you need to observe the name and the data type. This is what you need to observe when you take a source.
Yeah.
Okay, just you need to glance the fields, how I got my structure. Fine. Now you need to take your target. So from where you're supposed to take your target, first you check
Target.
it out. Do you have the target in your target folder or not?
Okay.
In left side, yes. Expand it. What is our target? Stage customers.
Yeah.
Okay. Now go to the mapping tab. Now we can see that stage customers.
Here, these data types didn't change to the Informatica data types, right? Informatica format.
Exactly. So when it will change when you take the source qualifier, that is what the necessity of the source qualifier.
Okay. No,
Right
means
now,
that changes in the mapping, right?
only in the mapping.
Yeah.
Because right now it's only structure of your source, not for the Informatica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you didn't even start your Informatica conversion.
Yeah.
When you take this into mapping, then only the conversion starts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Then again, here we should have three sources, right? Mm.
I'll tell you that later.
Okay.
I don't want to confuse you now. Okay. Now go to the mapping tab. You already have the target, right? No need to take that from the database.
Okay.
Go
Oh,
to mapping.
previously I had this, right? So
Yes.
that.
We
Okay.
already brought that stage customers.
Okay.
Okay. Go to the mapping. We already created that mapping. Now just you need to drag that sources and targets into your mapping.
Customer central,
Center.
right?
Yes. Perfect. Now drag the target to. Yeah. Get the target. Now, okay. Now, can you put the target next to that source qualifier?
Yeah.
Can you see that in the source qualifier the data types got changed?
Mm.
Okay. Now, take an expression transformation. From now, I will explain. Okay. Now, I'll take the control.
Okay.
So this is simple, Jaya. So this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. This
Okay.
I did before.
Yeah. If you do it like multiple times, right, you won't get any confusion in source qual while getting the source qualifier because this is a basic step.
Yeah.
So when you said like I'm getting confused, right? That's the reason I asked you to do it.
No, I was not confused about this, but the
Mhm.
concepts.
Concepts you have to implement it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you are familiar with this, see in the starting for these steps only you will get confused.
Yeah.
Once you familiarize like easy with these things, right? Then you can implement
Mm-hmm.
the concepts and you can think about them.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm trying to get the expression transformation because the only reason I am taking the control because now it's difficult for you to
Mm.
get those things. Now, till now, whatever the transformation you are getting, okay, so you are getting by default whenever you are getting a source, you're getting that automatically. Now I need to get these transformations on my own. Okay, Informatica will not help me.
Okay.
Okay, right now, whenever I'm getting my source qualifier is default one, which will come along with the source.
Mm-hmm.
So even that is a good point. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
source qualifier transformation by default it comes with the source when you're creating a mapping.
Okay.
Okay, no other transformation will come like that. Now, first you need to understand why I need the transformation. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
see in my source there are two fields: first name, last name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for dealership ID, do I have a dealership ID in my target anywhere?
No.
No. So I need not to worry about it because I need not to pass it. In
Okay.
my target, there is no requirement for that. Okay.
Mm.
And how about the region? Do I have any region?
No.
Just check it out. Okay. No, I don't have any region. Do I have customer number? I do
Customer
have
ID.
customer
Yeah.
ID is there. Okay.
Mm.
Do I have first name?
You have name, customer name,
Customer name. Perfect. So, but I do have a first name and last name.
last
So
name.
what I need to do, I need to combine both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do I have address? Yes.
Yeah.
Customer address. City. yes,
Yeah.
state, yes, zip, yes, country, yes, phone number, yes, gender, yes. I do have income, email, age, date. But anyway, I'm not passing the date. Did we took the right one?
Stage underscore.
Yeah, we do. We're supposed to have date. Customer age. I don't know. That's okay. So, but there is another field called age group. Okay. Do we have an age group over here?
No.
No, but we need to derive it. How? We need to apply some kind of a logic. Age group means like from 0 to 4, or like a 0 to 1 like infant, or like 1 to 4 kind of a toddler. Like that, you need to derive a age group. Okay, that is what we're supposed to do now. Okay,
Okay.
now.
Okay. Whatever columns you're having in target, so you need to derive them next, right?
Exactly. That is
Okay.
called, basically, the documentation will be there to map
Okay.
that. But
Okay.
right now, ultimate your target is your target table. Whatever the
Okay.
columns are there, based on that, you need to derive the data.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm deriving dealership ID. No. So to connect this or to derive that logic, what I'm doing is, first of all, I'm taking this out so that I'll get like a lot of space to perform my operation. I need to go to the transformation tab. Create. What kind of a transformation is that? Expression. Okay, I'm giving a name, exp cust. Any name you can give, but make sure it's a naming wise, it should make some sense. Okay. Now I don't need to take dealership ID because anyway I'm not populating this. Even I'm not populating any region. Why I need to take that? So, but these are the things I need to populate. Anyway, date and time also I'm not populating. Whatever is you're not populating, don't take it. It's an unnecessary processing headache for the Informatica.
Okay.
Okay. Now I got them. Now I'll try to show you. I'm opening the editor. These are the ports. If you can look at this, input port, output port, variable port. If it is not checked, means it's not a variable port. So whatever is here. Again, now I'm trying to create a variable port. How to create a new port in Informatica? So right now I want to create a port here. Okay. This is the option to create a new port. So why I'm creating this port? To create customer name. Okay, makes sense?
Okay.
What I'm trying to do here, I'm creating a customer name. So what I'm doing is I'm making this as a, okay, let me take it as an output port, not an input port, because it's not coming from a source, right? I am creating it. Are you able to understand?
Yeah.
I am creating it. That's the reason I'm just creating it as an output port.
Okay.
What exactly I'm doing over here in the customer name? What I'm doing is I'm concatenating two fields. Okay, what are those two fields? Are ports, first name and last name. See, try to understand. This is called editor.
Yeah.
Okay, so how I got this? Once again, I'm showing you. There is a down arrow.
Okay.
Okay, when I click on this, you'll get the editor. Once again, I'm going back. How I got this thing? I created a new port to derive something else.
Okay.
How I created? By clicking on this, I got a new port. I just renamed it with a meaningful name. Okay,
What was the name before there?
nothing.
Before there was nothing. Okay.
Okay, let me do it again. Okay, I'm creating it again.
Okay.
What I got? New field.
Oh, new field. Okay.
Cust name. Okay, I'm making it as an output port. In the cust name, I'm trying to perform my logic.
Okay.
So just focus on this thing. I'm having different kind of a functions. Okay, I'm having a ports, variables. We'll talk about the variables later, but try to understand ports and functions.
Okay.
Ports means whatever is coming from, whatever is coming to your expression transformation is called port.
Okay.
Okay, right now I'm trying to use in my expression transformation two ports. What are those two ports? First name and last name.
Yeah.
To derive that, I need these two ports. But what kind of function I need to use?
Concat.
Concat. So basically the concat functions will be in the character functions. All the character related functions. So when I select this, it will give the description. Okay, returns the ASCII. Okay, now my function is concat. What it's doing, even it will provide the syntax also. Concat, char as char1, char1 as a char2 as a char. Returns char1 concatenated with the char2. So it's so simple, even it will give the description, just you need to understand what kind of function it is, that's it. Even it will provide the syntax and everything. Now, when I click on concat, it will give this thing. Okay, bracket. What is the first one? Char1 as a character, char2 as a character. So what are those ports? Char1, char2 means first name,
Last name.
comma, last name. That's it. I wrote it, but like, is it correct? Validate it. Okay. If in case of any issues or errors, then it will say error. See, now
Okay.
just didn't put anything. It will give error. Okay, pretty easy. So just you need to know what kind of a function you need to use. That's it.
Okay.
Now, what happening is it's concatenating. But you need to understand one more thing. For example, my first name, how many characters are there for first name? 13 characters.
Yeah.
For my last name, 15
15.
characters. So you should be a little bit logical when you're deriving this field.
Yeah.
If 15 plus 13, 28, right?
Yeah.
So better give more space to allocate that value.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm giving 30. Even if
Okay.
you're giving extra also, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but 30 I'm giving so that it can accommodate. If you're getting like 28 characters, it should be able to accommodate that. Now, what I feel is instead of putting this here, why can't I move a little bit up so that it will be close to this first name and last name?
Yeah.
For that, these are the arrows.
Okay.
I just moved both of them on top.
Mm-hmm.
To make it more simple, do I really need this first name and last name to out? I'm not sending them to my target, right?
Yeah.
I'm sending only this customer name. So
Mm-hmm.
I can take it out.
Mm-hmm.
These are only input. These are
Mm-hmm.
not going out. This is the only one going out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, apply. Now, next thing. Age group. The second one I need to derive is a age group.
Mm-hmm.
So in the age group, how I need to derive? Maybe you need to write a logic. Like again, I'm creating a new port.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm giving the name as age group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe I'm putting like maybe 100 characters for the age group. Even this is the output port. Okay, there is already a logic I can show you like in my slides. This is what we have seen like, okay, expression validation. I'll discuss about the variable ports now in this example. Okay, if you look at this logic, what exactly is doing? He is using a function, okay, based on the age, he's trying to put some kind of a logic. Okay, so before writing, like I would like to explain you this thing. It's kind of an if-else logic. Okay, if something is true, okay, then you are going to assign the values. Maybe if you are aware of like a switch statement, switch and case. So if you're not aware, then forget it. But like you can see this thing. If something is true, then you are going to evaluate the below logics. If okay, whatever is in the decode also, you are evaluating it to the true. Age less than 20. In the first, as mentioned, true. If age less than 20 is true, then less than 20, you are going to get into that port. If whatever the age is coming from the source is greater than or equal to 20, and age is less than 29, okay, you are mentioning 20 to 29. Like that, you are classifying the ages. In the last, okay, you are putting like greater than 60. This is the kind of a logic. So how you are going to put this logic, I'm going to explain. Okay, so how I'm going to get that? Like decode is an already existing function. Whenever you have like existing functions, it will colored into blue. Okay, so these functions, all the functions will be there in this branch. Okay, decode.
Krishna, just give me a minute.
Yeah, Jaya.
Yes.
Okay, so decode. Decode is a function which will evaluates whatever the logic you're writing for true or false. So I'm putting true if age is less than 5. What I'm saying is a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
comma, age is greater than 5 and age less than or equals to 19. I'm calling it as a teenage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, else I'm calling it as a engage. Let's see. Okay, if you want to write like more you can write, but I'm just I don't want to put like more. Okay, so what I'm doing here, decode, okay, is a function. I'm evaluating whatever I'm writing here, age less than 5 or like age less than 19 or whatever it is, evaluating to true. If this is a true,
Evaluating into true means okay.
I'm making sure if it is a less than 5 then it's a toddler. If
Okay.
false, come down.
Okay.
Okay, it's this thing,
Okay.
teenage. Even this is false, come down.
Okay.
Okay, finally it's going to put like a engage.
Okay.
Okay, now the same logic I'm creating this as a variable port.
Okay.
Okay, even for the namesake I'm giving var.
Okay.
It's a variable port, so wherever I want this I can use this port.
Okay.
Like for example, you remember this in the 10th class, like a is equal to 5, b is equal to 10. I need
Mm-hmm.
to perform the sum of a comma b. Then what I
Yeah.
will do, step 3, assume x as a sum of a comma b.
Yeah.
I used to say like sum of a comma b is equal to x.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever I perform, wherever I want to use this x I can use, because x is a sum of a comma b. So x
Okay.
value will be 8, 5 plus 3.
Mm.
Wherever I perform like sum of a comma b, instead of sum of a comma b, I will use like a x. The
Okay.
same way, if I want to use this group, okay, I can use this variable port. Like,
Okay.
for example, now I am outputting this thing, age group. Simply what I will do, I will output this variable port over here. Age group, I can see this thing, these ports,
Mm-hmm.
the ports that will be added.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of this, I will use this thing. Whatever the logic I mentioned over there in this age
Mm-hmm.
group VR, that will come over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So not only in this place, anywhere, like anywhere in this expression transformation, I can use this age group where.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as a data type, I mean the precision is 100 over there. Even I'm making sure it's 100 here.
Okay.
Is this clear? Are you able to understand this?
Yeah.
Variable port is a temporary port. Okay, where you can write your logic and you can reuse that port.
Okay.
Okay, that is what the meaning. Output port, wherever the logic you are, I mean, whatever you want to send the information, you can put in the output port.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm not sending the age to out. Even I believe like age is a field, right?
Yeah.
Customer age. So even I need that port. Now apply. Any questions on the expression? In the expression, we have learned about the input ports, output port, variable port, and
Mm-hmm.
even we learned about the some kind of a functions in the expression editor. Even
Yeah.
we learned how to validate that, and even we have learned like another function called concat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these are the things we learned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any questions till this point?
No.
Okay, now see, whenever I you can see this output ports, there is no link.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, even here also there is no link. Variable port you cannot see in the outer view. Only you can see the variable ports when you open that transformation.
Okay.
Okay, right now I cannot see variable port, right?
Yeah.
Can you see variable port? No.
Mm.
When I open this, I can see this
Okay.
underscore var,
Mm-hmm.
but here I cannot see it.
Okay.
Okay, that means you cannot propagate or you cannot send that variable port to the next transformation. You have to use within that transformation.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then now I'm sending customer number to customer ID. I'm not sending the first name and last name. Even if you try to send also, it won't go
Okay.
because I just taken that option output port.
Mm-hmm.
So only possibility is customer name, Okay, before connecting this, I'll go over. Right now you understand about the expression transformation, right?
Mm.
Can I go to the next transformation before finishing the snapping?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just make sure whether I covered everything or not.
Mm.
Yeah, passive we discussed, and editor we discussed, functions we discussed, and every day we are going to see like a couple of functions. Okay, it's not like a one-day activity.
Mm.
Every day we have to use source qualifier. Every day we have to use expression.
Mm.
And we discussed variable ports, validation we did. Next thing is filter. So as the name says, filter transformation is the simplest transformation. Okay, so just like why we'll use a filter transformation to filter out the records.
Mm.
For example, from my source, if I'm getting like 100 records, or in another way, if I'm getting like all the customers information in the US, across US, I'm getting all the customers information.
Mm-hmm.
But why I need to get like all the customers information? I am just focusing on only Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can put a filter
Mm-hmm.
on my source data. Like I'll get only Chicago information to the target table. In that
Mm-hmm.
scenario, I need some kind of a transformation. Maybe you can ask, even in the source qualifier also, we have a filter, right? You
Mm-hmm.
observe that? In the
Mm.
source qualifier, we do have a property filter. So even you can perform that filter in source qualifier, then why you need a filter transformation? There are two things. Source qualifier transformation, all those properties, whatever I mentioned till now, other
Mm.
than data types conversions, filter, sorter, okay, or like user defined queries, everything will work only for the relational objects, not for the flat files.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm getting the flat file, then can I perform all those operations? No, you cannot. There's a reason to filter out the records from the flat files. You need a filter transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very important. You need to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So in the source qualified transformation, yes, you can perform sorting, filter, joins, everything on a
Relational.
relational object, not
Okay.
on the flat files.
Mm-hmm.
To perform on the flat files, you have to use the filter transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to remember, if I don't mention any conditions in my filter transformation, then it will consider whatever the data is coming as a valid data, and it will pass everything if you don't put any filter condition. Okay,
Okay.
by default, it will consider as a true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is the one thing you need to remember. Okay, that's the simplest transformation, so no much information on that one. But now I am using filter transformation.
Okay.
Now, how to get the filter transformation? Same way, whatever the activity I did for the expression, same way, filter transformation. But I can show you a shortcut. These are the transformations. Okay, but you need to remember that symbol. This is for the expression.
Okay.
This is for the filter. Okay,
Okay.
I can click on this and I can just create it.
Okay.
Okay, even this is another way.
Mm-hmm.
So now what I'm doing is I'm sending all my ports over here. Make
Okay.
sure I'm not sending this first name and last name because there is no use of this.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And rest of all fields I'm sending here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am opening the filter transformation. So where you are going to provide the filter condition. This is place you are going to provide the filter condition. See, by default, it's a true.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the ports also, you just have like input and output. You cannot do anything.
Mm-hmm.
The entire filter transformation, this is the only place you can do
Okay.
something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What you can do, you can provide like whatever the filter you want.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm just providing the filter condition customer number greater than 0.
Okay.
Okay, validate it. Expression passed successfully. So there
Mm-hmm.
is no issue. So you can put any kind of a condition over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any
Mm-hmm.
questions?
No.
Okay, apply. Always make sure you apply, not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
apply, then okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would like to go back to our slides just to make sure if I'm not missing anything. Filter is a simple transformation. Only few things you need to remember why we need to use the filter transformation when source qualifier is already existing. The
Mm-hmm.
only reason is source qualifier works only on relational objects. To
Mm-hmm.
avoid that, we need to use the filter transformation on flat files. Okay, as an
Mm-hmm.
extension to source qualifier. Okay, source qualifier is a mandatory, but still for the flat file, sorry, for the relational objects only, you can perform the additional properties. But for the flat files, you have to use another transformation to filter the records.
Okay. So when you're using relational
Mhm.
objects, so you can do that filter in source qualifier itself, right?
Yes, if you want, you can do it there itself. Because even for the performance purpose perspective also, if you want to filter out any records, better do on source qualifier only. Why you need
Yeah.
to get them into your mapping?
Mm-hmm.
So there is no, it doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
If I don't, with out of 1 billion records, if I don't want to process like a 10 million records, why I need to bring them? Unnecessarily waste of the processing time.
Okay.
Maybe that's a good question in the performance perspective also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it is a flat file, even you will try to put that filter transformation after the source qualifier itself.
Yeah.
Even why I need to perform all this
Yeah.
concatenation and everything, right?
Mm.
So now, next thing. Okay, I didn't miss anything. So I'm just making sure what are the other concepts. File list. This is the question. I mean, this is a concept. If for the first time you asked, right? There are 3 files.
Mm-hmm.
You need to remember one concept. Like, for example, I'm having like 100 cities. My business is spread across 100 cities. My customers are there 100 locations. Every day, I need to get the customers' information by end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what information I'm looking? Basically, I'm looking the same kind of a structure in all the 100 cities.
Mm.
All the files which are coming from these 100 locations are having same structure. So
Okay.
basically, it's having same kind of a dealership. I mean, dealership ID, region, customer ID. Only the change is the data, but not the
Okay.
structure.
Mm-hmm.
In that scenario, why I need to bring all the 100 structures into my mapping?
Mm-hmm.
Because structure is same.
Mm-hmm.
Only the problem is the data is whatever the data is creating is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it's not a problem, I can say it's only the differences in the data, not in the structure.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of getting all the 100 files into my source, sorry, into my mapping, what I can do is I can get only one structure because structure is
Mm-hmm.
same, and I can point 100 files in a separate location.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of a load is called indirect load.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, regularly whatever we are doing is a direct load, but this is called a indirect load.
Okay.
Okay, so for that, how you are going to process that? You need to get the structure first, whether you are getting that structure from, right now we are having 3 files, right? Central, east, west.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you can get it because
Mm-hmm.
structure is same. From east also I can get the same structure, from central also I can get the same structure, from west also I can get the same structure.
Okay.
But only difference is when you are executing this job, you need to execute in a different way. I'll show you that. But you need
Okay.
to remember this concept. This concept is called file list.
Mm-hmm.
Means you are listing the files
Mm-hmm.
and you are processing as in a single file. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, maybe you are having like a million files. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
because if, until the structure is same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. I mean, here in designer, I cannot show you that. When we go to workflow manager, when we are creating the session, I can show you that.
Okay.
First, I will try to finish all the designer activities. Workflow scheduler. Basically, we'll see this when we come to the workflow scheduler. Now, first I'm trying to finish the mapping. Now, I have all the fields to connect to my target. Customer name, ID, name, address, city, state, zip, country, phone number, gender. Better try to do like a few things at a time. So gender is the last one. So gender connected. Next, income. Income is going here. Then email is coming here. Customer age is coming here. And age group is coming here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Save it. Now I'm using my own shortcut like to create a session. I'm not creating a workflow now. I'm just creating a session. So reusable session. Next. Right now, I'm not mentioning anything. I'll show you this thing when we go to session. Okay, now we'll go to the workflow manager. So where we can see the sessions, the reusable sessions are here. So it looks like it's disconnected. Let me connect. Administrator. Okay. Basically, there was a space. Okay, so now what happened? Stage expression. We did in the Vlearn JYR. And okay, we are in sessions folder. I'll just disconnect and reconnect. Okay, now I got it. Sometimes just behave strange. Anyway, so this is what my session, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do any changes, so always try to do in a task developer.
Okay.
I'm clearing the space again. Clear all. Okay, this is what my session. Now you need to understand a few things here. So what I said is an indirect load. It's not a direct load. So where you are going to change it. So what kind of a file name I need to mention now?
What?
So right.
It's a indirect?
Uh-huh.
Oh, what you said before? Indirect?
Yes, indirect. Okay,
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
show you that. Don't worry. So right now I'm having a 3 files, right?
Mm-hmm.
So think about this. Which file you are going to mention here? Are you going to provide a central or east or west? Now I
What
need,
file do you use? Central, right?
but I use central because the structure is same. That's the reason I took the central. Even I could have take like a east also. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
But what file you are going to locate or here for source? Because the problem is if I provide only central,
Mm-hmm.
what happens? It only get the data from central.
Yeah.
Then it won't process for the east and west.
Yeah.
So again, I need to change, come over here and I need to change
Yeah.
as an east and a west. But
Mm-hmm.
as I mentioned earlier, even if you are having 1 million files also, it's supposed to run only one time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason there is a different kind of a load that is called indirect load. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to select the property as an indirect.
Mm-hmm.
And here, what I'm going to do is I need to provide a file name. That file is consisting of the paths of these files. I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
If I go there, flat files, there is a file I created. We already
Mm-hmm.
created that file. Maybe in the real time, you're supposed to create like customer underscore list.
Mm-hmm.
In this file, what I'm trying to do is I need to mention the path. So in the customer list, in this file, I need to mention the path for these files. So customer east and this one is customer central. Who is going to create this file? You are going to create this file in the real time.
Mm-hmm.
If you are working in a Linux, you're supposed to know how to create this file. That's the reason we insist the people to learn the Linux also. Okay,
Okay. Means the file which you created this.
exactly. So right
Ah,
now, if we are working in a Windows machines, you will just create a notepad file and we will create it.
okay.
But in the
Means
Linux,
the file which you're talking about, the three files connected file or?
no, just this file. See,
Oh,
okay, let me forget there is no file here. I need to create a file now. Basically, whenever you're doing like, just save it, but whenever you are performing the like indirect load, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to create one file.
Mm-hmm.
As this is Windows, I can create the file like this. Text document. Okay, maybe I can give a name like customer
Yeah.
indirect load. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In this file, what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide the paths.
Okay.
Path of the files. Even if you're having 1 million files also, you're supposed to provide here.
Mm-hmm.
All the 1 million file names.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this file path I'm going to provide in my target.
Okay.
Sorry, in my session.
Mm-hmm.
So where I need to mention this in my here
Mm-hmm.
customer indirect load, and the path should be wherever this file is.
Mm-hmm.
So right now this file is located at this place. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
go back and provide this path. Okay, so what I did, I mentioned all the files, customer central east west paths in this
Mm-hmm.
notepad file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I am referring that file as my source. Is that clear?
Mm-hmm.
And make sure your source file type is indirect.
Mm-hmm.
Now target. There is no need to change anything except this normal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now apply. Okay, save. Now I'm just adding this to this existing workflow,
Mm-hmm.
because for all stages I'll use only WFL stage load.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions, Jaya?
No.
Now let's see. Hope to get some kind of errors, because that is a best practice.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get any errors, like it's kind of a confusing if everything going smooth. Now look into the matter. Don't expect like everything you will see the data, because you're supposed to make sure first you connect to this.
Okay.
And by the time you connect, if job is already complete, you won't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're supposed to go to that specific folder. I'll show you. Right now, the job is already completed, right? So maybe it could have completed, failed or passed, but you have to open this folder and see. Okay. What is your workflow name? Open last 20 runs. Okay. Now, if I see this stage expression filter customers, looks like this has already got succeeded. Run properties. These many records got loaded. See, in stage customer, in source qualifier, you have 6184 records. But in coming to the source, sorry, target, there are like a 11 records got filtered.
Mm-hmm.
Can you observe that?
Yeah.
Now look at the session log just to make sure any errors, any rejections.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't see any kind of rejections, but like there is a warning.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Warning, row 676 field state data is truncated. Why? Maybe the size, whatever the
Yeah.
data size is coming, is maybe a little bit high.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see why it's got truncated. State, what is the size for the state? Just 5. And even you can see the data also Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means FLORADA, Florida, more than 5 characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason you need to mention this as a 50, so that there won't be any data truncation.
Mm-hmm.
50, and city also I'm making it as a 70. Okay, so that there won't be any problem. Now just think about like only changing over here will not change anything.
Mm-hmm.
Even here also you need to change, right? Everywhere you need to change.
Okay.
So while deriving this, come on, this change has to happen everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just by changing it over here, it doesn't impact anything.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go to your sources, wherever your source structure. Make sure three things I'm changing. 70 here, state, and here I believe zip. I don't think you will get like more than 5 digits. Now, do I need to go for each and every transformation if I have like 100 transformation? No, you need not to. So whatever the changes you did,
Mm-hmm.
just right click and propagate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I propagate means those changes will reflect everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everywhere it will become. Even I didn't change in source qualifier, but still it will change. Sorry, city, right? 70. Now I didn't change this set. So let's propagate even this too. Right now it's showing 5, right? For state. Now I'm propagating it. Okay. Even state also got 50. Even here also it will be 50. Okay, state. Everywhere it will be 50. Now there is no chance it will be truncated. I did
Mm-hmm.
a change. So better refresh. In task developer, for the reusable tasks, you're supposed to do in this here.
Mm-hmm.
Save it. And now I'm just trying to show you one more property. My data is already loaded in my target. If I want to delete all of my data and I want to reload it,
Mm-hmm.
then I can select this option. Truncate target table. Means it will
Mm-hmm.
truncate the data. It will delete everything, whatever is in source,
Mm-hmm.
and it will try to reload the data because the first time whatever the data got loaded is a problematic data because data
Okay.
got truncated. Instead of Florida, you might got like a FLO or that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wrong data, right? That's the reason I'm deleting all of my data from my session itself.
Okay.
Now what it will do, it will truncate everything. Whatever is there, it will truncate and it will load the fresh data.
Mm-hmm.
Total how many records? 6184, 6173. Now we will see, are there any truncations? Okay, now I don't see those warnings. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's not an error, that's a warning. Because it's because of that, what happening, you're getting a wrong data, but it's not creating any problem while executing it. So it's not called a error.
Mm-hmm.
But when you will catch that, when you do the unit testing, you should able to catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you look into the log also, you should able to catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is what kind of an indirect load and filter transformation and expression transformation.
Okay.
Any questions, Jaya?
Mm. Once this sessions, right?
Mhm.
When you go back, you see that sessions, right? You said these are temporary sessions, or yeah,
Temporary.
these.
Uh-huh.
I didn't understand the sessions.
Okay. What I said was like there are two types of sessions. When I'm
Mm.
creating the session in the task developer, it's a reusable. Means
Okay.
it will be created in your folder here
Mm-hmm.
in the sessions folder.
Mm-hmm.
In any workflow, whatever the workflow I'm creating, I can reuse them.
Okay.
But if you create in the workflow designer,
Mm-hmm.
then those are only specific to this workflow. I cannot reuse them.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm creating from the mapping designer, I'm creating them as a reusable sessions.
Okay.
That means it will create in this folder.
Okay.
So these, whatever the sessions are created here, right, I can reuse anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
let's see like non-reusable session, if you have any. I believe this is a non-reusable session.
Mm-hmm.
Even this is a reusable session. It's a reusable session. For example, let me show you. If it is a reusable session or not reusable session, you can differentiate with this symbol,
Mm-hmm.
this arrow.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if I'm creating a session here, temp, Okay, associative mapping. Fine, done. For this session, this temp session, this is only specific to this workflow. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, I cannot reuse anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This is only for this specific workflow. The reason is it cannot see that in the sessions folder.
Okay.
That's the reason it's called a non-reusable session. But this
Okay.
one is a reusable. Wherever you want, in 100 workflows also you can use it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the reason I'm calling it as a reusable session.
Okay.
I'm deleting it. You get that point?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all, Jaya. So I don't want to pile up like more on your
Mm-hmm.
part. So please practice it. Okay.
Yeah.
At least do one mapping.
Mm-hmm.
If you do like expression, right, you're already covering source qualifier also.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing like a filter, you're already doing like expression also. So
Okay.
every day we are going like a one step ahead,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll cover everything whatever we discuss. But you should not get confused when you are using source qualifier.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll make sure I'll send this video and upload this thing by within next 2 hours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jaya. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye bye.